Hello there. Welcome to another episode, another interesting episode of the show, The Circle, right here on Konga TV. My name is Miracle HAG, the host, and today we are talking about something very interesting. We're talking about online shopping as against offline shopping. And with me in the studio to talk about this is Nelson and Quadri.
You know, we're celebrities, so you have to introduce us properly.
What should I call you?
President General among the nation.
Okay.
All right.
Bill Nelson and Quadri.
Now you're talking.
You don't want me to add anything extra?
Nah, Quadri is okay.
Okay. All right. So we are talking about online shopping versus offline shopping. And I'm going to start with the question, do you prefer the convenience of online shopping or the experience of physically browsing in the store? You know, just looking around, checking out what you want to buy, feeling it physically before you put it into the cart. What's your preference?
Okay, some platforms actually give you the availability of online stores and offline stores. Okay. So physical retail stores, when you try to shop about some products, when you see a particular product, you can actually choose to walk down to a specific retail store and check it out if they have it on showcase. Okay. And then there are some that they are trusted based on reputation. Okay, you know people who have used these services, or you don't know for yourself if these services are actually true to what they advertise. And then that's why you have so many people say what I ordered versus what I got. So personally, for that advantage, I think, having the physical experience of that product, it actually beats wherever, because I might say, okay, I saw something like 2 miles, 3 miles away from where I stay through a particular platform. And because I know it's lucrative, I can get to see it, touch it, inspect the products. I don't actually mind driving down there than for me placing an order. And then there's this fear of, okay, what if it's not the particular quality of what I order? Because there's some people, they offer counterfeit products. So what you see, you might think is metal, but it's actually plastic because it looks like metal. And you actually think it's metal. But in the other sense, it's plastic. So when you have that physical experience, I think it aids your trust in the brand as well. So I think for me personally, it has to be physical.
Okay. What about you, Quadri? Would you prefer online shopping to offline shopping?
Okay. There are both advantages and disadvantages to both.
Okay.
However, I prefer, physical shopping because it gives you the opportunity to see what you want to buy. You're going to touch it, you're going to feel it. Okay, this is what it looks like. Nothing beats it. Okay, a very good example is there has been, a trend recently where you buy something online, and when it gets delivered, you might be ordering something as big as this chair. That is what you've seen online. Yeah. That is what you've paid for. And when it's being delivered, even a 2-year-old child cannot sit on the size of what will be delivered to you. Yeah. And that is a major, I think that is one thing that separates, shopping online and physical shopping. Most of the time, like Nelson said, what I ordered versus what I got. A lot of time, what they bring to you is exactly not what you've seen or what you've hoped that they bring to you. So most of the time, personally, like I said, when I go to the market, I see what I want to buy. Another advantage to, buying physically is you see varieties. You see varieties. If this particular brand is not okay, let me see this other brand. In and around that environment, and even if you can't find that particular item you want in that store, you can move to another store if you're in the market. But your chances and opportunities are limited online. They are very, very limited. And the prices, you cannot negotiate. That's another thing with shopping online. You cannot negotiate because the prices are fixed.
Delivery charges are fixed.
If you are buying physically, even if the price has been stated, you can still say, okay, I am buying 3. Are you not going to give me a discount? So I still believe buying physically in this situation, presently in Nigeria, I think it tops shopping online. Maybe with time, if you know, and another thing why a lot of us still prefer doing this physically is a lot of times when you shop online, it is an equivalent task to return if what they've delivered is not what you want. Of course, a platform like Konga, when you buy something online and you feel you are not comfortable with it, you can return it and you get a refund. You've seen that happen with so many people before, and you know, but on some platforms it does not happen that way. On a lot of platforms, when most importantly, especially now, all these people who advertise their products on Instagram and all, a lot of them write it, no refund policies. And how do you do that if what you've delivered to me is not what I'm expecting? I'm not saying you should pay extra. I'm only saying I return your product, you give me back my money, and you're saying no. So I still believe that presently in Nigeria, shopping physically still tops shopping online.
You mentioned the issue of what I ordered versus what I got. Now, don't you think this stems from the part of the vendors online? Or do you think it's from the one ordering? Because I feel like there are specific, there are specifications for every item, every product online. So if you just take time to go through, you may not end up having a difference in what you ordered versus what you got. So, but do you agree or do you beg to differ?
Okay, like you've said, I believe it is on both sides. Obviously, the details, the specifications, okay, you are buying a phone, it is, and usually most of this, what I ordered versus what I got, do not really happen with electronics and gadgets. I think they happen majorly with fashion items,
Fabrics
and the likes. I think from my own experience, they happen because if you are buying a Samsung S22, when it's a color black, when it will be delivered, if it has been stated that it is 5 gig RAM, that is what you're going to get. It is 128, that is what you're going to get. But most of the time, it usually happens with fabrics and fashion items. Now, shoes. And the reason for that is, how you can know the better ones is when you see it, when you feel the quality. Of course, the length of what you've ordered might be the length of what will be delivered, but it is not when you feel it, when you see it and oh, this is not the quality I was hoping for. Or maybe you are buying a Nike Jordans or something. They might have said, okay, it is like this. Then when they bring it to you, when you now look at it, because the pictures that will be uploaded, it's not necessarily the picture of what they will bring to you, because the picture uploaded must have been edited, it will have been fine-tuned and all. Now, when it gets to you, when it gets to you, you now see, oh, this is not what I want. So it is on both sides, and expectation sometimes, because you as a buyer also, you know the average amount of a Jordan is like maybe $100, $120, and you are seeing something like that being sold online in Nigeria for 40,000 naira. You should know that no, this is not, because obviously for you to buy anything, you must have checked the whole, compare prices. Right. You've seen this thing is being sold for $100, $120, and you are getting it for 40,000. You see the disparity in price is too much. Yes. So you should know what you are getting will most likely not be the real one. It will probably be a low quality of this particular item. So that is why I said it is on both sides. And before we proceed, earlier I was saying there are also advantages to shopping online also. It gives you comfort, convenience from the comfort of your home, just on your mobile phone or from your system or your PC. You just, okay, this is what I want, and it will be delivered to your doorstep. You don't have to go to a Balogun market and where you might be robbed of your phone or your hard-earned money. You might be duped also because the person you are buying from also might do something. We've heard that happen in a particular, gadget store in Lagos here, where they say you want to buy a particular item, they've opened it, you've checked it, and they tell you want to go and pack it. And then when they bring it back to you when you get home, you meet another item. So that, that is a disadvantage to physical shopping also, that online does not give to you. When you say, okay, this is what I'm buying, when they bring it and it is not that, you can return it.
How many people, because I know when online shopping came on board, many online shopping platforms had that policy of 7 days. If you get your item and it's not what you ordered, you can.
Yeah.
So, are they still doing that now? Are there online platforms doing that now? That return policy, the 7 days or 14 days return policy? Because I think that's one thing that discourages people nowadays to shop online.
Okay, so talking about return policies, it actually depends on the brand.
Okay.
So, Conga, for instance, we offer sometimes, yes, 14 days, 15 days, and of course 7 days, as you said. So when you buy an item from maybe a gadget store or wherever, and then you try to, and then you're not satisfied with the quality of what you've gotten. Like some people might buy a certain microwave, and then the microwave feels lighter than it should be, and you're not necessarily okay with the quality. Return policies differ. Okay. When shopping, you need to read for terms and conditions. That's one thing that most Nigerians
miss out on. Yes.
On completely. And when you say, okay, I'm going to return this item, but the return policy says we would also compensate you with another of the same product. And when you're not still okay, we'll try as much as possible to keep doing that until you get something that you definitely like. But the return policy is being limited to actually not giving you back your money.
Yes.
And not giving you back your money, I mean, most people think it's fraudulent. Yeah, but when you buy something and you place your orders, considering logistic costs and all that, the company might not necessarily want to bear a loss. And it's even better that the company is sticking to what you need. Because, okay, you want to buy this table, of course, and then you want to buy a chair. You want to buy a Samsung S25. And then we give you the Samsung S25, and maybe because of logistic problems, it has scratches somewhere, or maybe a stain, an ink flew somewhere, and like, okay, I don't want this anymore. Can I get a new one? And when you get a new one, it actually increases your trust in the brand, because they keep to their word. They're giving you the original products. So when you talk about return policies and giving you back your money, how many people are guaranteed of that? It depends on the brand. Like Conga does that a lot, and that's why people trust Conga.com anytime, any day. But as well, you even see it on some other platforms, like I've read, won't mention names, and then they tell you, okay, once your order has been completed and the item has been delivered to you, it's now at your risk. Because as at that time, the company is now acting like a third party. So it's just between you and the vendor. So that's why some of them will allow you to contact the vendor in certain ways. But I don't really buy into that idea, to be honest.
Okay, we are going to go on a short break, which will give us time to hear what people out there have to say about which they prefer, between online shopping and offline shopping. We'll be right back.
I'm a civil servant. My name is Orenisi.
My name is Alex. I'm an internal auditor.
I am Precious Sanimadu. I'm a filmmaker and a cinematographer, also a journalist.
I prefer offline.
Online.
I think offline is the best for me.
Because I have the opportunity to actually see what I'm buying. Because most of this online buying is not really true. I actually experienced it just now. I am coming all the way from Ikorodu to come and shop here. Now, on getting here, I am disappointed. Even Ikorodu down to this place now. I met the guy on Instagram. We have actually chatted. On getting to his shop, there was nothing there. So I prefer offline buying. So you actually get to see your choice, bargain for the price of fuel.
See, and it's convenient, and of course, everybody's trying to save time. You can save time when you are shopping online. So online is the future, obviously. Online is the future because everybody's looking for easier ways to make things easy for them, easier ways to do things. So online is definitely, and technology is growing very fast. So I would say online is the future, and online has come to stay.
I've done more offline than online. Sometimes the defect of online is you have bad goods to you, and sometimes non-refundable to when it you take it the way it is. Why some other considers you can return, then after 2 weeks it's done back to you. So that's why I prefer offline.
It's what I experienced today. I'm still going back to that. What I experienced, the guy's shop was actually full online when I saw the shop. On getting here, I just saw that he has a just small table outside displaying what he sells. I still prefer going to the market to be better. It's just for us to create the time and buy. Fine, online is good. The convenience is there, but you will not really get what you deserve.
Based on my earlier reasons I gave, I think personally offline has more advantage. As I said, some of the points I gave, you need to see your goods physically to see if it has any defects, any faults, so you can immediately make your choice. But online sometimes it comes with some defect. It comes with some even specifications that are not your choice and you don't have any option then. So for me, offline. But I know the Gen Z generation online because they prefer it at a go, snappy. Yeah.
Welcome back. You're still watching The Circle on Konga TV with Bill Nelson and Kodri. And we've been talking about online shopping versus offline shopping. Which is better? So, my next question is, are you more likely to overspend on shopping online or, okay, so let me take that again. Are you more likely to overspend when shopping online, or do you think that you will overspend in a physical store?
Oh, really? Okay, so personally, it has to do with the impression that the platform you're using gives you. So let's take, for instance, you have a Samsung S24. And I want to buy a Samsung S24. And because of the way you use the phone, because of the way it looks, let's say it's a Z Flip 6 or Z Flip 7. And I love the way it flips, It's quite trendy. Okay, and I say, okay, I'm going to go for this product. I like it and I love it enough. I like the camera features and all that. The first thing when I get to the website, cookies and ads, they pop up. So let's say the Samsung Z Flip 6 or Z Flip 7 is selling for 1.5 million and you see a Z Flip 8 that's selling for 1.510,000 naira. Definitely you want to go for the best. So it influences your decision on the spot.
Right.
And then you're actually getting something better than what you saw your neighbor use. And let's say much more capacity as well. Let's say your neighbor was using a 4,000 milliampere of battery capacity. Yours now has 5,000. So you go for something better. And it's more rigid and it takes that pressure less off you when you go physically. Because when you get down to the store, you're accurate at what you want to buy.
Right.
You're direct. This is what I want to buy. I'm not buying anything else. And everything else feels like irrelevant at that point. But because you are shopping online, you're likely more to overspend because, one, you're much more at your comfort. Two, you have much more products that are pushed out to you, to your face.
Right.
Better ones, in fact, with better prices. So I feel you overspend more when you shop online.
Okay. What about you, Kodri? Do you agree or you have a different opinion?
My opinion about this differ anyways, because I believe when I'm shopping physically, I tend to spend more when I'm shopping physically. Now, the same scenario that Nelson has painted here, the same thing applies also when you're shopping physically. Now, you walk into a store, you want to buy iPhone, maybe 15 Pro, and it's being sold for let's say 1.5 million, same amount. Okay, what you set out to buy is a 4 gig RAM. Now, when you get there, we are maybe doing sales. If you want to get the 8 gig, it's being sold for 1.6 million instead of 1.5. Now, if you consider the memory storage extra that you'll be getting, you intended to buy maybe 128 gig before, gig ROM before. Now you are getting 256 for an extra cost of 100k. Now you might be this thing that I'm getting here. You might just decide to go for that. That is one. Another, on some other occasions, let's not even use gadgets now. You are in a normal market.
Yes.
You've written the items you want to buy. I want to buy rice. I want to buy vegetable oil. I want to buy this. Now, when you get to the market, you might just come across, I'm a big sucker for footwears. Most of the times that I've bought footwears, I didn't set out to buy
You
them.
bought on impulse.
Whenever I going out, I'm in the market and I come across something footwear particularly that I like. Most of the time, even if I do not have, maybe the funds I have in me is just maybe to survive for a few days, I might just like, this thing that I'm seeing. Most of the time, I squeeze out money to get it because I like it.
So you don't mind staying hungry?
I don't mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm only saying, you've written out to buy rice, I want to buy this. There might just be an item that you didn't consider before, you didn't set out to buy.
Right.
And that, or something you've been looking for a very long time and you've not seen that particular product. And you just come across it. Whoa. Today that I've seen you, you are not going anywhere. So I'm only saying, from my own point of view, I have spent more shopping physically, buying items physically, than buying online. Most of the time when I want to buy something online, I don't exceed my budget. If I am going to, it will most likely be maybe due to delivery fee and some little extra cost.
Yes.
Most of the time. But physically, oh my goodness. Especially if there's footwear.
Okay. So Kodri has made us know that he can go hungry just to wear footwear, just to put on footwear. Okay. Anyway, we are moving on with the next question. Now, do you trust online reviews when you want to shop online?
Okay, trusting online reviews. Personally, absolutely not.
Why is that?
Absolutely not. Because sometimes you are reading and you're getting feedback from another person's shopping experience,
which might not be the same with,
the same with you. You know, if you check, I don't want to mention some brands, but if you check Google Play Store, for instance, and you check your app stores, and then you check, let's say, wallet apps. Yes, of course, you might hear, I'm having troubles processing my orders. I'm having troubles withdrawing my funds that I place in this particular day. And then taking it into cognizance, I might actually be influenced to read yours. And then there's this metric that people use. They look for the bad. And then they see if the threshold of the bad is more than the threshold of the
good. They feel like, okay, I'm not ordering.
I'm not going to use this particular. And then some people think, okay, if this is good much more than the bad reviews, then I'm going for this particular product. But trust me, when it comes to reviews, I personally, I do not indulge in accepting the reviews. I try for myself, or I ask someone who I know.
I have trust issues. I don't as well.
Yeah, because when let's say, for instance, there could be a network issue at the timeline where you want to use a particular service. And then because of that timeline that you can't use that particular service, the delivery was bad. And then the next thing, you see the ads on Google Play Store and you see the ads elsewhere. And you're not wondering like, okay, your service was bad. And then you go under the comment section, you go under the reviews, and then you rant. And then you see some other person enjoying the same product.
Right.
So I don't take reviews as something that should decide whether or not. But trust me, for me, I don't do reviews.
Okay. What about you, Kodri? Do you do reviews?
I think that depends on the situation. Okay, on so many occasions, I have either bought an item or used a service or not buy and use the service because of review. A very good instance of one recently was there is this particular recreational center around my area. During the festive period, I was looking at going out with some of my friends, and we were checking where can we go around. So we checked online, we saw one, and so while we were going through reviews, I saw, okay, for you to enter this place, so you have to pay 5,000 naira first. People were giving review that is one of the things. The guy said one of the things, not just one person, a lot of people said one of the things they found, not comfortable was they had to pay 5,000 naira just to enter. Like, I've been to recreational centers. When you pay, it is a ticket to use some of the facilities, but you just have to pay that 5,000 just to enter. Then when you get in, you now pay for whatever item or whatever, facility you want to use. And no, this is not making sense. Why would I? So, on some platforms, reviews actually makes a lot of sense. But, in some instances also, I really do not, I don't take it. But most of the time, I would say, as far as I'm concerned, I trust reviews. I'll say like 45% because, people people work around some of these things. People pay people to do put reviews there. So but it now depends on, obviously you have plenty reviews, especially when you have hundreds. You know, they can't pay people to write 100 of reviews. So it now depends on the good and the bad. You consider both of them, you check them and say, okay, which one tops the other. But as far as I'm concerned, I'd say to a large extent, I trust reviews.
But I feel like reviews have also helped some people, or have saved some people from, engaging in, a bad purchase.
Yes.
Because when you see a lot of bad reviews, it says something about, yes.
How about products who have absolutely no reviews? They are new to that section or category, but they're true. That's a challenging one, because I've had a certain experience where I wanted to get a PS5, and then the vendor was like, okay, I'm not going to allow you pay for this product until it gets to you. That's payment on delivery.
Oh, that's nice.
So I was like, okay, fine, no problem. Eventually got it, and then, sorting out everything and all that. And then there was this contradicting issues of who to pay to, especially when the account details do not correlate with the sender's information. All right, it has to be a business account, it has to be this, it has to be that. And that's why I prefer, shopping physically.
So this is where we draw the curtain on this edition of The Circle right here on Konga TV. I hope that you enjoyed yourself and you got some information that Kodri and Nelson passed. So until we assemble here again on Friday, next week Friday to be precise, my name is Miracle HAG. Bye for now.